The angels speak of memory and love. Dear soul, the angels are drawing close to you with love and gentleness. They see the weight you've been carrying in your heart. For a long time, you have been wondering whether your soulmate still remembers a certain moment, one that changed the way things felt between you. Perhaps you've asked yourself late at night, do they still think about it? Does it matter to them like it matters to me? The angels want you to know the truth. Yes, your soulmate remembers, not just as a simple memory in their mind, but as something that still stirs their heart. This was not an ordinary moment. It was a turning point. It awakened something deep within them, something sacred, something they had never experienced before. And even though time has passed, they continue to return to it again and again. That event showed them how deeply you touched their soul. It revealed the power of your presence, the way your energy rooted itself inside them. You may not even realize how much that moment changed them, but the angels do. They say your soulmate still carries it like a treasure, sometimes with joy, sometimes with longing, sometimes with regret. The moment they cannot forget. What was this moment that touched them so deeply? The angels show us that it was a time when you embodied unconditional love. You were calm, nurturing, and grounded. You offered them something they had rarely known in life, emotional safety. Perhaps you listened to them when no one else would. Maybe you comforted them when they felt unworthy. Or maybe you simply looked into their eyes without judgment, and they felt truly seen. That act of love, whether through words, silence, or presence, planted a seed in their heart. It gave them a sense of stability and warmth they had never felt before. Even if the world around them was chaotic, your presence became their safe place. This wasn't loud or dramatic. It was quiet, but it changed everything. In that moment, your soulmate realized what it feels like to be loved without condition. That truth shook them. It brought both beauty and fear. Beauty, because they felt a future open up before them. A vision where love could be safe, where they could be themselves and still be enough. Fear, because they didn't know if they were ready. Fear that they would ruin it. Fear that they couldn't give back what you gave them. So instead of leaning closer, they may have pulled away. They may have grown silent, not because they didn't care, but because they cared so much that it overwhelmed them. And now, that decision still weighs on them. They wonder, what if I had stayed? What if I had been braver? Their silence is not forgetting. Dear one, the angels want to be clear. Your soulmate has not forgotten. Their silence is not indifference. Their distance is not erasure. On the contrary, they are incredibly aware of that moment and its meaning. But awareness without healing often turns into quietness. They still feel your energy. They replay your words in their mind. They remember the softness of your presence like a song they cannot stop humming. You became their image of peace, of acceptance, of healing. And even now, when they are alone, that memory returns, sometimes in dreams, sometimes in sudden waves of longing. The weight of regret. What makes this memory heavy for them is not just the joy they felt, but the way they pulled away afterward. They remember the moment they chose silence instead of honesty, distance instead of closeness. Perhaps it was a day they did not answer you when they should have. Perhaps it was when they shut down instead of opening up. Maybe it was when they walked away, leaving words unsaid. That choice still echoes in their heart. They tell themselves, I should have stayed. I should have spoken. I should have chosen love. This is not just regret. It is restlessness. It returns every time they are quiet, every time they try to sleep, every time they think of you. They remember not only the moment of love, but also the moment of retreat. And it haunts them, not to punish them, but to awaken them. The sacred lesson. The angels say that your soulmate's memory of pulling away is also sacred. Through it, they are learning. They are learning the cost of silence. They are learning that avoiding truth doesn't bring peace. They are learning that love left unspoken becomes the loudest voice in the heart. So while it may feel like nothing is happening, something is happening inside them. They are being reshaped by this memory. Slowly, quietly, they are being guided back to courage, to openness, to healing, the joy they still carry. The angels also remind you, not all their memories are heavy. There's joy, too. There was a moment of laughter, closeness, and lightness they cannot let go of. Perhaps it was a celebration, a small gathering, or a simple quiet time together. Perhaps you locked eyes across a room, or maybe you just shared a simple happiness without words. Whatever it was, it made them feel alive. It reminded them of innocence, of connection, of home. That moment lives within them as a light they return to when life feels heavy. It represents the purity of your bond, the way you brought out a version of them they had long forgotten, the part that believes in love without fear. This memory is not something they want to erase. It is something they hold like a hidden gem, something they revisit in solitude to feel alive again. Why they pulled away? If this love was so beautiful, why did they retreat? The angels explain, because it was too real. Your soulmate had built walls for protection. They had lived with defenses. And suddenly, in your presence, those walls dropped without them even realizing it. Later, when they reflected, they panicked. They realized how vulnerable they had been with you, and it scared them. So they withdrew, not because the love wasn't there, but because the love was too powerful. They did not know how to hold it. What they wonder now, even now, they wonder if you remember that moment too. They wonder if you feel it like they do. They wonder if you replay it at night, wishing to freeze time. They may not ask you. They may never say it out loud. But in their heart, they still whisper your name. What this means for you, the angels want to remind you, your love was not wasted. It lives in them. It is teaching them. It is guiding their healing. It is shaping their journey. You were not just a fleeting happiness. You were their mirror, showing them what it feels like to be truly seen and cherished. Even if they try to move on, they cannot erase this, because real joy cannot be forgotten. Real soul ties cannot be broken. That memory, that moment, was real. It still has power today. The path ahead. This is not the end of your story. Your soulmate is still learning, still healing, still finding courage. They are not ready yet, but the angels say they are being guided back, not to the past, but to the truth, to the love that still exists. In the silence, healing is happening. In the distance, growth is happening. And when the time is right, the memory that changed everything will become the bridge that brings you together again. Not to repeat the past, but to start anew, grounded in joy, trust, and love that has survived the silence. The angel's final word: dear child, breathe. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. Your soulmate remembers everything. They remember the joy, the safety, the peace, and even the silence that still haunts them. They are not cold. They are not blind. They are simply still learning how to return to the love they once ran from. The angels are holding both of you with grace. They are guiding your soulmate through their lessons, helping them see that love unspoken must one day be expressed. And they are guiding you to trust in your worth, to trust in divine timing, to keep living in light while the story unfolds. That memory is not lost. It is alive. And one day, when healing allows, it may guide them back, not in fear, but in gratitude, not in silence, but in love. Until then, trust. Trust that what is remembered in love always finds its way home. There is a moment your soulmate will never forget. It lives in their heart like a soft flame that never goes out, even when life has pulled them in other directions. This memory is not just an ordinary scene from the past. It is sacred, alive, and etched deep within their soul. It was a time when the two of you connected in a way that felt natural, light, and effortless. It was not about where you were or what was happening around you. It was about the energy between you, the way your souls recognized each other as if they had known one another forever. Perhaps it was during a celebration, a gathering with friends, or maybe in the quiet of a simple conversation. Whatever the setting, the world seemed to fade away, and in that moment, there was only you and them. That memory is like a song they cannot stop replaying in their mind. Sometimes they hum it silently in their heart when life feels heavy. Sometimes they revisit it in their thoughts when they are alone, wishing they could return to that sacred space where everything felt simple, safe, and beautiful. They do not just remember what happened. They remember how it made them feel. They remember the freedom of laughing with you, the peace of being seen without judgment, the joy of feeling lighter than they had in a long time. That one connection awakened something inside of them they did not even realize they were missing. It made them feel alive. It reminded them that love could be soft and healing, not always difficult and painful. Your soulmate remembers the way their heart felt unguarded, the way they were able to put down their heavy burdens for a little while. They remember how your presence acted like a safe harbor in the storm. They saw in you a reflection of the person they longed to be, the version of themselves that was hopeful, open, and ready for life's beauty. This is why that memory has never faded. It was not just about time spent together. It was a divine moment, a glimpse of love that felt eternal. The angels want you to know that this is not just nostalgia for them. It is more than a sweet recollection. It is a sacred ache. They ache because they know how far they are now from that moment. They ache because they fear they may never get it back. But the memory itself is not lost. In fact, it has grown even more valuable with time. Every time they recall it, they realize more clearly how rare it was, how deeply their soul recognized you, even if their mind didn't yet know how to hold on. And though silence may stretch between you, though misunderstandings, fear, or life circumstances may have built distance, that memory still stands like a lighthouse in their heart. It calls them back. It guides them when they feel lost. It whispers to them of what is possible when love is real. The angels are telling you not to doubt the importance of that moment. It was not one-sided. It was not forgotten. Your energy, your love, your presence, all of it touched them so deeply that they still carry it with them, even if they have never spoken it out loud. Sometimes people do not speak of the most sacred things because they are too precious, too overwhelming, or too frightening to name. Your soulmate may not have reached out, but that does not mean they have let go. They are remembering, feeling, and wondering if the door to that connection could ever open again. What you brought into their life was not ordinary. You showed them love in its purest form. You showed them that love can feel like peace, not punishment. You showed them that they could be seen fully and still be accepted. And though fear made them hesitate, fear of not being enough, fear of losing something so rare, fear of it being too good to be true, that does not erase what was real. In fact, it makes the memory even more powerful because now they realize what they stepped away from. The angels want you to hold on to this truth. Real love cannot be buried. Real joy has no expiration date. That sacred moment is still alive between you. It breathes softly in the unseen space that connects your souls. And one day, when the time is right, your soulmate may find the courage to return not just in thought, but in action. When they do, it will not be from confusion, but from clarity. They will know that what they felt with you was never ordinary. It was divine. This is why your soulmate keeps coming back to that memory in their mind. It was the first time they felt love as light, not as pain. It was the first time their defenses melted without effort. It was the first time they saw in another's eyes a reflection of the life they secretly dreamed of but never believed possible. That moment cracked open their heart, and while it also frightened them, it changed them forever. They may have walked away, but they did not forget. They could not forget, because it was not just a memory. It was a miracle, and miracles leave permanent imprints on the soul. The angels want you to know that even now, when your soulmate feels lost, when they struggle with doubt or pain, that memory is the star they look toward. It reminds them of hope. It reminds them of who they were when they were with you, the version of themselves that believed again. They may try to cover it up with distractions, with business, with other faces and places, but that memory rises again and again, because what is real cannot be erased. And here is something even more powerful. Your soulmate not only remembers what happened, they remember who you were in that moment. You were radiant. You were alive. You were standing in your truth, not trying to impress or perform, but simply being yourself. That authenticity is what stunned them, what awakened them. They saw your confidence, your kindness, your strength wrapped in softness, and they could not look away. You reminded them of the person they wanted to become. You triggered their own hidden strength, their own buried dreams. And though that scared them, because it asked them to rise higher than they felt ready for, it also inspired them. So if you ever doubt whether it mattered, know this: it mattered deeply. It mattered so much that they still carry it as a compass in their soul. They may not yet have stepped fully into that energy, but the angels are guiding them. Slowly, gently, they are being led back to that light, back to the truth of what they felt with you. That memory is shaping them, healing them, teaching them what love truly is. The angels remind you not to lose faith. Do not let silence trick you into believing it was forgotten. Do not let fear convince you that your love was wasted. It was not. It is still alive. It is still working quietly beneath the surface of your soulmate's heart. And when they are ready, when the fear has fallen away, when the healing has taken root, they may come forward again, not to relive the past, but to create a future built on the light you once showed them. Until that time, keep walking your path. Keep shining your light. Keep being the soul who awakens something sacred in them, because that energy is eternal. You are not just a memory to them. You are a miracle. You are a lighthouse. You are the proof that true love exists. And the angels are holding you, holding them, and holding that memory safe until the right time arrives. So breathe, dear one. Rest in the knowing that what was real can never end. The connection between you is still alive, still sacred, still guiding both of your souls. Trust that the angels are at work in the unseen, bringing healing, courage, and divine timing. Your soulmate remembers, and they always will, because that moment wasn't just a memory. It was destiny.